Hello, Facebook. Happy Tuesday. Today is Tuesday, and I wanted to go live at 4:44. And guess what? I went live at 4:44. The stars aligned for me. So you're going to hear Mr. Giggles in the background. I got a good live for you guys today. There's some important information that just went out. I'm going to share that with you. So if you are signing in, say hello. Let me know that you are here. Tell me what you're grateful for. Tell me something good that's happening in your life right now. We need to raise the vibration. Things are crazy right now, right? I feel like we're living in crazy town. So today, I would like to go over what we actually put into our bodies, because I don't know if you guys have actually heard the news yet, but the FDA just approved emergency use for the V for ages 5 to 11. Everybody should be shocked and horrified by this news right now, because 5 to 11-year-olds are not affected by what is happening right now. If they're getting sick, they're getting sick and they're getting better. They're getting sick and they're getting better. That's the theme. So why are we about to give them something that is going to make them sicker instead of better or worse? Because that's what's about to happen. Children ages 5 to 11 do not need to be an experiment for what is happening in the world right now. And it's very upsetting. I'm like so frustrated by this whole situation, because I know that there's people out there that are begging for this. They're waiting for it. They want it. They're lining their children up for it. And I just can't grasp the whole thinking. Like, when this first started, I get it. I get that people were scared. I get that people didn't understand what was happening. I get all of that. But we're 20 months into this thing. How do people not see clearly as to what's happening, even if you're so mind-fucked that you're still scared? How are you not seeing the same news that I'm seeing that says when you get it, you could still get it and you could still spread it? So why are we allowing for the FDA? By the way, it's not approved for 5 to 11. It's emergency authorization use only, which is exactly what it is for adults as well. Take a deep breath, chill. Take a deep breath. Okay, everybody take a deep breath with me. For those of you that are just signing on, welcome. My name is Shulamita. I am a very passionate American citizen that is angry with what is happening in the world. And I am trying to enlighten us to have this great awakening that people keep talking about that we're supposed to be having. But we're 20 months in, and it is really scary. The things that people are saying and thinking about, I can't even get into it. Hi, Patty. Hi, Melissa. Grateful for Sedona. I'm so grateful for Sedona, too. It's like the weather here is so... And the weather in Sedona is nice and warm. Just saw that and I'm sick to my stomach. Hi, Lori. Hi, Melissa. It seems like these age divisions are so arbitrary anyway. Did they accept it for EUA? I was at work and didn't see anything. Yes, the FDA has approved emergency use authorization for ages 5 to 11. And within seconds, I get a text message from my pediatrician that they're now taking appointments, and I am totally horrified. I'm horrified. I don't understand why anybody thinks that this is necessary for their children, and what is it going to do for your child? That is the ultimate question. What is it going to do? Because we see what's happening to adults. We see people who are getting it and spreading it. We see people who are getting it and passing away from it. We are seeing people who are getting it and still getting extremely sick off of this. So what are we doing to our children? This was originally sold to you as something that was going to protect you, right? But it's not protecting you from anything. So this is where the logic needs to come in, and it's not. Holy shit, I love your earrings. Oh, thank you, Colton. I love you too. I miss you. Hi, Rosa. This needs to stop now. Yeah. So I want to know if you guys actually know what you are putting into your body, because if you watch any of my stuff, you will know that I never take meds like ever. It takes a lot. I mean, I have to be in like extreme, excruciating pain to the point where I'm going to vomit in order to take anything. And I'm going to explain to you why. I want you to understand that I used to be the biggest pill popper there ever was. If I had a sniffle, I'd run to the drugstore. If I had a cough, pain, ache, whatever, it didn't matter. I would go, I would buy my thing, I would take all the things. I never thought twice about anything. Hi, Kim, you're not on the replay. I'm actually live. So this week, if you've seen any of my content for this week, I have been doubled over in excruciating pain. I am barely able to sit in this moment to talk to you, but I have exhausted all the things. I've been to the chiropractor 4 times. I've been to acupuncture. I've gotten cupping twice. I have needled myself. So now you know the desperation of where I'm at when I'm laying in bed with Ben Lover and needling myself as he's watching me. This is very interesting. I should do a live on that because that's an interesting experience. But I finally caved because I was in such pain that I'm like, I'm causing more trauma to my body at this point than I am in saving myself from actually taking something, right? So it took us 2 days to find the Motrin in the house because I just don't have anything accessible, because I want to exhaust all other options before resorting to this. Because what happens when we resort to things like this is we're masking the problem. We're not getting to the root of the problem. We're just masking the problem. And what people don't understand, right? When you turn this over and you actually read what it says, there is the uses of what it's for, and then there's the warning, okay? So the warning is ibuprofen may cause a severe allergic reaction, especially in people allergic to aspirin. Symptoms may include hives, shock, facial swelling, skin reddening, asthma, wheezing, rash, blisters, okay? If any allergic reaction occurs, stop using. Fine. Next, stomach bleeding warning. This product contains an NSAID, which may cause severe stomach bleeding. The chances are higher if you are ages 60 and older. If you had stomach ulcers or bleeding problems, take a blood thinner. Take other drugs containing prescription or non-prescription NSAIDs. Have 3 or more alcoholic drinks per day. Take more or for longer time than directed. Heart attack and stroke warning. NSAIDs, except aspirin, increase the risk of heart attack, heart failure, and stroke. This can be fatal. The risk is higher if you use more than directed or for longer than directed. Okay, so now I'm going to take every heart patient that I've ever had in my office that has a medical doctor that is treating them who tells me that they take baby aspirin. But according to this, you can have an increase of heart attack, heart failure, and stroke. So explain it to me. You really can't explain it to me. All you can explain to me is that you know, because you've been told that if you walk into a CVS, a Walgreens, a Rite Aid, or your local drugstore, and you go to a counter and you pick these things up, that this is supposed to be okay for you. That this, you could just eat it like candy. Because let's face it, I know that somebody watching this program right now takes aspirin every single day. They have a headache, they have an ass ache, their elbow hurts, something hurts, and they're taking Tylenol, Advil, something every single day. And I can guarantee you that nobody is reading this warning. So now I'm going to ask you the question for those of you that have gone and gotten your shot. Did they give you a label like this to read? Were you given a pamphlet like this to read with all of the warnings of what can happen to you if you take this thing? Because my money is on the fact that you probably did not get this warning. So it's on the bottles that you grab right off the shelf. It's on the medication that you get from the pharmacist, right? The medication always comes with a pamphlet that we rip off the bag and we throw in the garbage. I know it used to be the same way until years present, right? As soon as I became an acupuncturist, something came over me, and it was like everything that I was doing was wrong. Everything that I had been doing up until the point of knowing my family was very doctor push. So if anything happened in my family, it was a trip to the ER, a trip to the doctor, a drug, a pill, a medicine, a syrup. It didn't matter. We masked everything, right? And then I look at my family and I think, okay, these are immigrants that grew up in a communist country. So communist countries, they are going to take over by feeding you pharmaceuticals and drugs. So if you take a look at what's happening in our country right now, it's like they've been phasing us into this. It's been like a natural progression of, well, we're just going to give these shots to the children, and we're going to have the schedule that the children are going to follow, and we're going to add one by one every year while parents are not paying attention, because most people are not paying attention, right? If you don't know somebody who's had an injury from a shot or from a drug, you're not paying attention. You think it's totally normal to go to the store to pick this up and to take it. But it's full of food dye and crap. If I really take this label off and go back into the ingredients, I bet you I would be unbelievably horrified that I would never eat this stuff in a million years, right? So listen, I know that there's a place for medicine. I understand that. There is medicine that can save people's lives. Medicine is great for when you're in pain, right? And your body is in total shock and trauma. When you have severe anxiety, depression, and you need a step to get you to the next stone, that is what medicine is supposed to be used for. Medicine is supposed to be used as a stepping stone to getting healthier and to getting better. Nobody ever discovered medicine with a lifelong sentence. But most people that you know that are taking meds, they have been given a lifelong sentence. There are 5-year-olds that are taking drugs right now. ADD, ADHD, they're prescribing things like Ritalin, Adderall to a 5-year-old because parents don't know what to do. And even if they do know what to do, they don't want to do it, right? So most people won't eat the way that I eat. Everything that goes into my body, I would say 90% of everything that goes into my body, I read the label first on what I intake into my body, right? Every once in a while, I go off the wall and I need to have something that's bad for me. But that's every once in a while, right? If you're feeding your kids stuff with food dye in it every single day, do you understand what's happening to their neurological system? Food dye is a chemical. It is not supposed to be ingested. It is illegal in European countries to put food dyes into your foods. But if you go to your cabinets right now and you turn around the things that you are eating, it is horrifying. If you end up in a hospital, do you know what they feed you in the hospital? They feed you Jell-O. Yellow, green, red, orange Jell-O, right? That is full of food dyes. When you ask them for a drink at the hospital, they bring you ginger ale that is filled with corn syrup. They bring you apple juice from concentrate, not fresh apple cider that's pressed from the apples. They bring you something that's been watered down and put into a can so it can last a long time. We as human beings, we're not meant to eat this way. This is all of the stuff that came in with the industries, right? This is all of the stuff that came in when medicine came in. Before medicine, there was holistic care. So now you're going to say to me, but people didn't live as long. People would live as long, but there wasn't good conditions like clean water, clean food to eat, right? So it's like if you really take a look back at history and when changes happened into our world and into our lives, and you look at the parallels of what was happening, stuff was coming out as our living became better, right? Polio was such a horrible thing because during polio times, the conditions of living were not sanitary. So people were getting sick because of the sanitary conditions. It wasn't a magical vaccine that came in and took over and saved the world. Everybody needs to understand that. What you are seeing now with what is happening with this shot is the same exact history that happened with every other disease that we vaccinate for. People need to understand that. The measles did not get eradicated because of the vaccine. The measles are still around, and the measles are still around because they're vaccine-induced measles, because the measles, the MMR, is a live vaccination. This is the information that parents need to know. This is the information that they should be telling you. This is the information that the doctor should be teaching you. These are the warning labels that you're supposed to be getting before you get a shot. When you show up to CVS to go take this emergency use authorization product, they're not giving you an entire pamphlet of what could possibly go wrong with you because they don't even know what could possibly go wrong with you. This doesn't even tell you the extended side effects. This is the short-term side effects that'll happen like once you take it within the next 24 and 48 hours. And that's what people think with the shot. They think that there's only a reaction within the first 24 to 48 hours and then they're fine. I can't even begin to tell you how many conversations have started with, have you gotten the V? And they're like, yeah, but that was 2 months ago. That was 4 months ago. That was 6 months ago. And now all of a sudden we have problems that you've never had before. Now suddenly you have heart problems. Now suddenly you have headaches. Now suddenly you have rashes. Now suddenly you have neurological problems that you've never had before. And you can't make the connection. It's mind-boggling. Breathe. Breathe, 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 breathe. Okay. Everyone start growing your own herbs and doing research on natural herbal medicines. The natural way is the way. Listen, I have a course on this. I slashed it at half price. It's on my website in instant access programs. If you go to shilamita.com, there is a program called Dr. Mom. It is 5 modules. I teach you every remedy under the sun. Okay, like 75% of the remedies under the sun, because I'm sure there's a ton of remedies that I also don't know about. But I give you tried and true remedies. I show you how to build an arsenal in your house so that you're always prepared. The problem when people get sick is that you wait until it's too late and then you don't know what to do, and then you're forced to go to the doctor because you're so miserable. Nothing is working. All of this over-the-counter shit is not working because we're masking the problem. We're not attacking the root of the problem. When you use stuff like garlic, honey, oregano, apple cider vinegar, you're using products that are attacking the root of the problem, right? So you could say to me that an antibiotic does that too. An antibiotic attacks the root of the problem. But the problem with an antibiotic is that that pill is a chemical shitstorm. And you don't know what in that chemical shitstorm is going to affect you as a human being, right? So there's a whole bunch of ingredients in this pill that's supposed to magically make you feel better. But what you don't know is that you may have an allergy or a sensitivity to 3 or 4 of the ingredients that they're using in a pill. Right? So when you take oregano and it's straight up oregano and you're putting those drops in your mouth, you're going to know whether or not you have a reaction to oregano. And you're able to troubleshoot that and be like, okay, I'm sensitive or I'm allergic to this and I can't take this anymore. But when you go and you grab a Mucinex or a Z-Pak or amoxicillin or any one of those things, it is a compound of ingredients that are put together that you're then taking, and you don't know what's going to happen to your body. Motrin causes stomach bleeds. How do you know if you're going to be the person that gets the stomach bleed? Now, I know that you're invincible and nothing is ever going to happen to you. That's what I used to think until I became a mom, right? If you go back and you read my content, people are like, oh, I can't believe you said that you did cocaine in public. But it's true. I'm not going to hide it. When my days of doing cocaine was my days of popping Motrin and Mucinex and all the other things because I didn't know any better. I was self-destructive. It didn't matter, right? It didn't matter if I took 6 of these to try to make my headache go away. It made sense for me to do that because I didn't care and I didn't think that any of these side effects would ever affect me, right? But then I cleaned out my entire system. I started using natural things. And when I take this, I actually feel high. I actually get a high feeling off of Motrin. Why? Because it's filled with food dye. It's filled with preservatives. And it's filled with shit that my body is now reacting to because I'm so clean. But those of you who are taking this every single day for a week at a time, every other week for different kinds of ailments, you have no idea what's happening inside to your liver, to your spleen, to all of your organs, right? And then you go get the shot and then you drop dead and people say, oh, but she was so healthy. She had no health problems. Really? Do we really know that that person didn't have health problems? Because you have no idea if this person has headaches every day and they're taking something over the counter that is causing their organs to start shutting down. This is really important information and I would really appreciate it if you guys shared this, if you posted a comment on this right now, because this is the kind of information that needs to go viral right now. This is the kind of information that people need to know and understand, so you stop looking at me like some crazy conspiracy theorist. I like to ask questions because in my life, I have been burned time and time again. I was in and out of hospitals from the age of 17 to 27, taking care of 2 parents that both had different types of cancers. I am fully aware of what medicine can and cannot do. I also understand the suffering of mothers who are screaming at the rooftops that their children have been injured and people looking at them as though they are crazy. We are living through some really scary times right now, and people really need to learn and understand what's happening. It's not safe because the FDA tells you it's safe. It is so corrupt. All of these agencies, they are corrupt. The CDC does not have your best interest at heart. The WHO is not out to protect you. Anthony Fauci is not on your side. Bill Gates is no doctor. Do you understand? You could say whatever you want about the things, you could believe whatever you want, but we're all living through the same nightmare already. The Project Veritas that came out last night, anybody in the medical freedom movement is not shocked at that information. But I'm getting this video now from people who are not privy to the same information as me. And the reason why you're not privy to the same information as me is because you've never dealt with a vaccine-injured child. Once you've experienced that, then you'll be able to understand me. And until then, I'm not going to make sense to you until it happens to you. But I'm going to keep showing up because I don't want it to happen to you. I don't want you to have to deal with what me and my family has had to deal with. Because it is horrifying watching your child suffer. So you're going to tell me the flip side, but what about all the kids that are immunocompromised and they can't protect themselves and we have to protect them? No, because this shot is not protecting anybody. People are still getting it. People are still spreading it. And now your children are under the line of attack of fire. For those of you that are signing in late, the FDA approved emergency use authorization for ages 5 to 11. My pediatrician has already sent out a text message to send the children in. This is the biggest genocide of all time. I will tell you, I have been in the medical freedom movement for 8 years. I have never seen the kinds of reactions from any other V as I am seeing with this one. And I pray to God for all of you and for all of your children and for all of you that have blocked me and for all of you that try to cancel me and for all of you that think I'm a quack. I am ahead of my time. I have known that this is coming for a long time and it is going to unfold in a really bad bad way. We are just at the tip of the iceberg. We have not seen anything yet. When you start going to funerals of small caskets, maybe then you're going to come back and you're going to unblock me, or you're going to put me back on your newsfeed and be like, okay, give me more. But at that point, I may not want to give you more, because there's only so much attack that we can take until we're like, you know what? I'm going to stop. Because that's what happened to me several years ago. When I decided to morph into the Goddess of Gratitude, I stopped talking about all this stuff for years, because it got to a point where I'm like, I don't want to argue with people anymore. People need to make their own decisions. They need to come up with this stuff on their own. But I could have never imagined that the world was going to take place like this, right? When this started to happen last year, when everybody was like, stay safe, stay home, I'm like, no, this is coming. This is what we were talking about. This is what's coming now, right? So for months, I looked like a crazy Looney Tune, and now I'm starting to make sense to people. Share this live. Tag somebody. Go purchase Dr. Mom. Educate yourself. Understand what you're doing. Learn about what you're putting into your body. Make an educated decision. Don't depend on your doctors. Your doctors are not God. You are God. You are a piece of God. You were co-created in an image of miracles. We create miracles. Our minds are the strongest things out there. We have the power, but we're lazy, and we are compliant, and we are complacent, and we just do what we're told because it's easier than reading for 10 minutes straight. I get it. I'm an adult that definitely has an attention deficit disorder. But my children's lives are on the line. It is so important for me. And my life is on the line, because I know I could tell you, I could show you exactly where the Tdap went when I was pregnant with Brady. This isn't that I was born into a family that was like, I'm anti everything. Don't ever do this. I'm telling you this from personal experience. This is personal experience of having 5 kids in my house and seeing what it's like to have fully V to none. There is an array of a difference of how they react to and respond to when they get sick, to when they have to take any kind of meds, to anything. There is a huge case study that is happening right before my eyes. Breathe. Breathe. I've always taken natural supplements all my life. Jeannie, that's awesome. Thanks for sharing such important information with us. I'm going to send you a link to the herbal book that I just love called The Lost Book of Herbal Remedies. I'm going to share this in the comments and information. Thanks, Colton. That's awesome. Okay, people want that. Perfect. Hi, Cheryl. Tell it, girl. All true. Agreed 100%. Thanks, Elisa. I swear my nephew is vaccine injured. It's terrible. My family won't believe me. I mean, like, this is the thing, too, that's, like, really horrifying. Like, I read a post. Some guy had 5 heart attacks since his second shot. And he was like, well, at least I haven't gotten COVID. I mean, like, I've never experienced a heart attack, but I'm going to assume that experiencing COVID is probably a little bit less than a heart attack. But, like, what do I know? I don't really know. I'm so tired of people making excuses instead of dealing with the truth. I am Sonia Tell. Preach. God help me, chills, girl. I think the ghetto Gemini is going to flip out. I love your energy and authenticity. Thank you, Tia. Thank you for speaking out. Thank you, Nicole. We need more people like you. All right. I love you guys. I'm here for you. I'm here to try to educate you. It's like, it's a hard balance. Today, I was all into politics. I got to tell you, I fucking hate politics. Like, I hate it. But I have to be there. And I'm so deep in it. It's like, it's making my mind spin. But it's so important. It's so important. You have to go out and vote. I don't even care who you vote for at this point. I mean, I do, but I'm going to just say that you have to exercise your right to vote. It is a privilege. There are people watching us. There are other countries watching this country. They need us to lead. America is supposed to lead, and we're not leading. We are a laughing stock. We are an embarrassment. This guy that is running the country. Oh, and by the way, I need to leave a little thing. I'm going to do a post on this too. Last night I decided to get into it with some guy on my my Alec Baldwin post. If you guys go look at that, I surely put that out there for pure enjoyment. And somebody was like, went to bat for Alec Baldwin. I mean, this guy was just like protecting him, like he knew him, like they were BFFs, right? So finally I asked him, did you vote for Joe Biden? And he said, yes, I did, and I would do it again, and blah, blah, blah. And we have to respect each other's differences. And at first, the kind and compassionate part of me was like, yeah, I can respect your difference. But then the more that I thought about it, I have no respect for you. If you voted for Joe Biden and at this point you're going to tell me that you would vote for him again. Because at this point, I would have respect for you if you came to me and you said, you know what, I voted for Joe Biden, but I made a mistake. Because you know what, I voted for Obama the first time and I made a big fucking mistake. It was a really big mistake to do that. But I didn't know that until much later down the line, right? But that first year that Obama was president, I felt exactly what he did. I was living on food stamps thinking this guy was going to make the change for me and make my life better, and he made my life worse. So for those of you that are down in the trenches and you're listening to these Democratic governors and presidents and all the things telling you that they're going to give you more, you're going to get less. You're going to get less. They're going to take from the rich and they're going to keep it. That's the way that it works. Understand, I've been on both sides. I've been on both sides and I can speak from experience. It's time for you to wake up. If you're watching this and you think that Joe Biden is doing a good job, you should not be here. You should not be on my page because you're so clouded right now that we can't get through to you. You have to call a spade when it's a spade, right? Trump wasn't right 100% of the time, but Trump gave us an incredible economy. We were living large for the last 4 years. You may not have agreed. I didn't agree with everything that he said and did. I didn't back him for every single thing that he did, but overall, he did a great job. What are we living in right now? This isn't a good job. Gas is up almost $2.50 a gallon. That's insanity. People who are making minimum wage, how are they supposed to get to work? Food is at an all-time high. Ben Lover is in the restaurant industry. We have friends who are raising their prices left and right. My credit card bill, 5 people in my house plus an au pair. When all the kids are home, the food bills in our house are insane. This is all coming from the top. This is who you voted for. We have billions of dollars in equipment in Afghanistan. We handed it over to the Taliban. Don't be shocked when there's a terrorist attack here. There's terrorists walking around here that we flew in here raping and terrorizing our women, and you're not hearing about any of this on the news. You're not seeing the protests that are happening in New York City, people bumper to bumper. When BLM was out there, it was covered on every news station. Where is the coverage now? You guys are living with your eyes closed, going to your neighbor's house, getting drunk, going to work 9 to 5, going on your vacation once a year. I'm blind, I'm stupid, I'm not going to listen. They're this, they're that, they're conspiracy theorists, and you're just making it's like unbelievable. And I used to be just like you. So that's where the frustration comes in even more, because I used to be blinded like that too. But at some point, something woke me up. And I pray to God every day that I show up for you and I can wake up one person. That is it. That is it. If one person can turn around to me today and be like, you know what, Shill, you changed my mind. I can't guarantee you that Jack Ciattarelli is the best choice ever. But right now, I feel like he's our only choice, because he's come out and said it time and time again that medical freedom is something that belongs in the hands of the people, not the government. And I have to believe him when he says that. Now, I have people telling me that he's a liar. I can't make a decision based off of that. I can't hand Governor Murphy 4 more years after seeing what he did the last 20. It is a death sentence. It is going to be the death of us. Biden has already said he's got enough shots for all of your 5 to 11-year-olds. The FDA just approved emergency use authorization today. It's going to be a mega shit show. I'm telling you, you heard it here. Breathe. breathe, breathe, breathe. I just love all your followers, Jill. They're amazing. I feel at home in your lives. You guys are amazing. Well, this is the thing. This is what people need to know. I'm sure that you're scared, right? You're surrounded by people that don't agree with you. You're surrounded by people that are just telling you, just go get the shot. Don't worry. You're safe. It's safe. Everything's safe. We're going to be able to get together. We're going to be able to have barbecues. We're going to be able to do our thing. You're not safe. There's nothing that you're safe from. You can still get it and you can still spread it. You can still get it and you can still spread it. You're not safe. Life is not going to take a magical turn all of a sudden right now for you. And it's not going to do anything for your children but make them sicker. So, who needs a change in vibration? Because I need a change in vibration. They're so being programmed by the two. Break the TV and cut the cords. Holy shit. Too funny, breathe. Okay. Sedona can't come fast enough. All right. So this is what I got coming up. November 1st, next Monday, we start my 4th annual gratitude challenge. The November gratitude challenge is amazing. You guys, this is $33. It's a no-brainer. You need to hop into this challenge because it's 31 days of the highest vibration that you're going to be into. It is going to take you on a little whirlwind spin to start attracting positive vibrations into your life. We do 3 lives together. I teach you all about manifesting, and then I spend the entire month on all the posts looking at your gratitude, because a lot of times people are speaking stuff into the universe, but they're missing the mark, or they're saying something that's confusing the universe. So I go in and I actually take a look at your gratitude and I help you reshift your language in order to manifest. For those of you that have no idea what manifesting is, we're manifesting all the time. Our thoughts are putting vibrations out into the universe and we are attracting things based off of our thinking. So this is all about raising your vibration. It's all about appreciating where you are in this moment. When I was a broke single mom, obese, living on food stamps, and people told me to be grateful, I had a really hard time finding gratitude. It was really hard for me because all I was doing was watching Facebook and I'm like, well, look at her. She just got married and look at her. She's so skinny and look at them. They're on vacation and why did they get that house and why, right? And I was always in lack and I was always in this negative vibration until I met a girlfriend who actually told me that to my face. And so then I decided to write my first book, 31 Days of Gratitude, Create the Life You Desire. This little book is magic. It's an upgrade to the challenge. You can get the challenge and the book for $50 shipped to you, so it's less than buying it on Amazon or on my website. I will also autograph it for you. And everybody that does this for 31 days has had a shift and a change. People have gotten jobs. People have manifested money. People have found their soulmates. People have completely shifted their existence. It's incredible. It only works if you participate, right? If you don't participate, it doesn't work. So I want you to come in and I want you to participate in this and I want you to have a good time doing it because we're entering into holiday season and holiday season can just be a disaster for some. I'm doing a lot of work around receiving and shame and a lot of stuff is coming up from my childhood with holidays. So I'm sure a lot of you have a lot of this stuck energy inside of you. So if you want to improve your life, if you want to have a shift and a change, you have to work towards that every single day. Every single day you have to put forth the effort in changing your vibration and shifting your energy. You can't be high vibe all the time, but when you commit to something, it is incredible. The shift and change. And I always have prizes because I love to give away prizes. And I am launching something really big at the end of this. First prize is valued over $1,333. Second and third prize is $111. You guys are not going to want to miss this. And if you're really loving my vibe, I've got spots available for Sedona. I'm leaving next Wednesday. The girls arrive next Thursday. We are going to have a magical 5 days, 4 nights, healing, fun, music, sisterhood, sound healing, acupuncture, body work, a private chef, professional photography. I mean, you are going to just be treated like the queen goddess that you deserve to be treated as. And I am going to help you heal these levels of the past that are holding you back, that are holding you down and stopping you from expanding into your future self. I've been doing personal development for the last 18 plus years at this point, maybe even longer. And the last 20 months, I have up-leveled so many times since this whole fiasco has started that every day is a discovery of myself. It is like I don't even know who Shilamita is right now because I am embodying every single thing that I put out there for you to teach. And I'm expanding so fast that it's like with each level that we reach, we have to get to know this new version of ourselves because we have all this knowledge and expansion, and then all of a sudden the people who are around us don't make sense anymore, right? It's like your neighbor that you've loved for the last 10 years, like the conversations just don't jive anymore. Your best friend that you've had in your life for the last 28 years, you guys just don't connect anymore, right? So people are sent to us for a reason, for a season, and for a lifetime, and very few people are supposed to be in your life for a full lifetime. And when you start to know that, you start to understand that, and you start to change your vibration, you start to attract new energies into your world. Like Colton says, when you watch my lives, you are surrounded by other people in the same vibrations. You will very rarely see somebody on my page come on and argue with me because I make my boundaries very clear. If you are open and you want to learn and you're willing to admit to your mistakes, you are always welcome in my world. But if you are like here and you're stuck and you're blinded and you're going to tell me that voting for Joe Biden was a good decision, there's no room for you in my world. I can't help you right now. But when you're ready, come back, because I'm happy to bring you back, because I practice radical forgiveness. I practice radical self-love and I practice radical forgiveness. And there is no greater gift than you can give yourself than practicing radical forgiveness, because people make mistakes. I make mistakes. You make mistakes. We all make mistakes. Nobody is a saint. That's why we are alive. We are here to make up for the mistakes that we've done in our past lives, in our past things. This is why we are alive in this moment. You have this opportunity to make a shift and change. It's your choice on how you're going to do it. The support is there. The information is there. The question is, are you awake enough to see it? And are you conscious enough to allow for this information to be received? I'm going to drop the links to the Gratitude Challenge and to Sedona. If anybody wants to join me, I would love to have you. I love you guys. I will see you tomorrow for day 10. And day 11, I am actually going to do in my private group, Shilamita Inspires, because I have had some really vulnerable revelations, and I know I got a lot of haters that watch me here. So I'm going to do that in the group so that I could really open up to you in a way that is going to really help you expand. So if you're not in there, go search Shilamita Inspires. I'll drop the link in here. It is my free community. There's lives up the wazoo there for years and years. I love you guys. Bye. If you're coming in on the replay, say hello.